Okay, so you have irregular periods, there is a hormone imbalance, but the ultrasound showed no cysts on your ovaries, so we can go ahead and rule out polycystic ovary syndrome. Oi! Come with me. Welcome to PCOS misinformation jail. Or should I say PMOS misinformation jail, because they just changed the name.
What? Why?
Well, because of the mistake you just made. Calling it polycystic ovarian syndrome naturally makes one think that it's all about, well, having cysts on your ovaries. But in reality, those cysts aren't actually cysts. You don't need them to be diagnosed, and even when they are there, they're just one symptom of a much more complex condition. See, before an egg is released during ovulation, it needs to be matured. So the ovary grows this little fluid-filled sac called a follicle for it to marinate in. After the egg is released into the fallopian tube, that sac gets reabsorbed and the process starts again. But sometimes these follicles just pause. They never release an egg, so they don't get reabsorbed, and you end up just having a bunch of them hanging out there looking, well, kind of like cysts. And while this is much more common among people with PCOS, it does happen to all ovaries from time to time. So simply having these dormant eggs and follicles in your ovaries isn't enough to be diagnosed, and you can certainly be diagnosed without them.
Okay, well, if it's not about cysts, then what is it?
The artist formerly known as PCOS is in fact a full body condition involving an imbalance of hormones such as insulin and testosterone in those assigned female at birth. Obviously, this impacts your reproductive system. It's why the eggs often don't release, and it's why irregular ovulation and thus irregular periods are such a hallmark of the condition. But that's not all that those hormones do. They impact where your hair does or doesn't grow, how oily your skin is, your mood, your mental health, and your metabolism, aka your body's ability to turn food into energy, which is why weight gain and fatigue are so common. This is why medical experts around the world have agreed to change the name from polycystic ovarian syndrome to polyendocrine metabolic ovarian syndrome. Poly, multiple, endocrine, hormones, metabolic, to do with energy production, ovarian, because while reproductive health isn't the only thing impacted, it's still a big part of it, and syndrome, like from The Incredibles. The truth is, we don't know exactly what causes PMOS. It's an under-researched and often misunderstood condition. And you know the rule, whenever there's a gap in medical understanding, you'll find grifters.
Hey my womb warriors, here's how I cured my PCOS in just 12 weeks with a low carb, high protein keto diet and this amazing all natural supplement. Affiliate link in bio.
That is enough of that!
And welcome. No, you cannot cure PMOS. Given this is a metabolic condition, it's true that lifestyle changes like improving your nutrition are some of the first-line treatments to help reduce symptoms. But highly restrictive diets carry their own risks, both physical and mental. So do unregulated supplements, not to mention the cost. I get it, the medical industry doesn't have the best track record with women's health, and the promise of natural cures can be super tempting. But you should never be making drastic lifestyle changes without consulting your doctor first.
Sorry, but I know for a fact that PMOS, okay, is caused by your birth control pill. It makes your symptoms worse and it causes you to be infertile.
No, it doesn't. There is zero evidence for that. Actually, the combined oral contraceptive pill is another first-line treatment for people with PMOS to help them manage their symptoms, including irregular periods, and help them live a better, healthier life. Obviously, they aren't going to be all that helpful if you're actively trying to get pregnant, but taking them, even for extended periods, has no long-term impact on fertility once you stop.
Oh, sorry, I'm just here to pick up my niece. I couldn't help but overhear. Why are you talking about getting pregnant at all? I mean, PCOS literally means you are infertile.
Get in. Yes, PMOS is a leading cause of infertility. I mean, the less you ovulate, the less chances there are to conceive. But that doesn't mean no chance. So if you don't want a baby, you still need to use contraception. And if you do want one, there's some really effective medications out there now that mean the vast majority of people with PMOS will be able to get pregnant if that's the only thing causing their infertility.
Oi, wait. I have inconsistent periods and actually a bunch of those symptoms, but the doc said because I don't want to have kids, I just shouldn't worry about it.
Dude, not only can treatment help with a bunch of your non-reproductive symptoms, knowing you have the condition is really important because, well, PMOS rarely travels alone. It means you're at a higher risk of impairments, including type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, sleep apnea, depression, anxiety, eating disorders, and uterine cancer. These are things that you and your doctors should absolutely be aware of. It's thought that about 10 out of every 100 women of reproductive age have PMOS, but the World Health Organization estimates that up to 70% of them aren't diagnosed. So if you have irregular periods or a number of the other symptoms we've mentioned, it's worth talking to your doctor about it, whether you're interested in getting pregnant or not.
So the medical establishment thinks that PMOS is untreatable, but if you use our referral code SNAKEOIL, you can get 6 bottles now of this proven supplement.
Are you kidding me? Okay, all of you out, dismissed.